Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here on YOUCANIC we have a 2019 Chevy Trax. This vehicle has the 1.4 liter turbo engine in it and the EcoTec. We are going to go over how you would change your engine oil. So we have our engine dipstick, this is where we would check oil, and we have our filler cap here. We would just twist and pop that off. That's not completely necessary, just so you remember you need to put oil in the vehicle. And then down here is where the oil filter is. So we could go ahead and change out that oil filter right now because this is a canister oil filter, so all the oil will already be down toward the bottom. But we're going to get the oil draining, and then we'll come back up and change this. So this is our oil drain plug. It is the size 10 millimeter, and so we will loosen and remove to drain the oil. Now this engine only holds about 4 quarts of oil, so it's not a major amount, but you still just want to make sure that your container that you have to put the oil in can handle the amount of oil that's going to come out of your vehicle. This drain plug, as you can see, has been overworked, and it's time to replace it. So I will get a new one to put on there. So back here up top we have our oil filter and a canister, so we need to screw that off. That's a 24 socket, and this should not be on there very tight at all, just snug up. It's not really tight, it's the O-rings that are causing resistance. So now that we've got it past the resistance, we can remove the cap there. Got it lined up with a few paper towels to catch the oil. So we have our oil filter. I'm just going to remove that. So we have our new oil filter, and it comes with a new O-ring. It should generally. So you're going to want to pull off that O-ring that is on the housing itself. We replace it with the new one. Here's our new one. Same thing, just put it back down there in that channel. So we've got the new O-ring on there. Then you're going to take your filter and filter housing. You'll see you've got these prongs on the top there, and that is just going to go into the top there, and it basically locks into place there. And now we can take this filter and get it down in here. This hose here is just for the turbo, and so we just shift that to the side. Oh. Filter housing came undone. Okay, lined it up. Now we'll be able to just spin this in here. Get to our O-ring resistance, and then so all you're doing here is you're going to bring the plastic housing to the metal, and that's basically it. There we go. So that's on there good and snug. Like I said, just a plastic housing to the metal, and that is all you do. So then to finish your oil change, you would go back down to the bottom, and you would put in your new oil plug if you needed to get a new one. Inspect the old one. The old one has rubber gasket on it that may be going bad. Another reason why you might need to replace one. This one does need a new oil plug because the to be able to get your wrench on it, it's no good. So when you're done with putting your oil plug back on, just to finish this out, you need to add your engine oil here. This takes 4.2 quart, or just about 4 quarts. So start with a lower side of 4, so like 3 3/4 quart or so, and then check your oil with your dipstick, and then see if you need to add more. start the car, run it, and then see if you need to add more. That way you don't overfill it, because if you overfill your oil, you can cause major engine damage. So then when you're done, just put your cap back on and seal it and that in there. This calls for 5W30 weight of a synthetic, and so that's all you'll need to do to change the oil on your 2019 Trax. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.